Okay, welcome. This is our video number 2, and in this video I'm going to talk about cloud type. Okay, again it is really very interesting topic and we are creating foundation. Okay, so yes, in this video you will build some of your foundation about cloud. Okay, so we have three type of cloud that I'm going to explain you. Okay, let me share my screen. So here we have three types. Okay, the first we call it private cloud, then we'll talk about public cloud, and then we'll talk about hybrid cloud. Yeah, and I'm having three differences between all of them. Okay, so let me start with the private cloud first. So in the private cloud, basically the definition is exclusive by one business or organization. Okay, so let me give you an example. For India, we have one company is like a Reliance. Okay, so now Reliance is building cloud for their employee only. Okay, so this cloud will be used by the Reliance company. Okay, so we call it private cloud. So the cloud which is built for exclusively for that particular company. And when we are talking about public cloud, it is like the cloud resources are owned and operated by third party cloud service provider and deliver over the internet to that particular company. Okay, so for example, if I don't want to deploy my own cloud services, I can go and use services from the public cloud service provider. Okay, so Amazon, Google Cloud Platform, Microsoft Azure, all these companies are basically cloud service provider, and these companies are example of public cloud provider. Okay, and the third is hybrid. This is really important because nowadays this is most popular cloud model. Okay, so now what is hybrid? Like hybrid is the best of both the worlds, and hybrid cloud combine on-premise infrastructure or a private cloud with the public cloud, so organization can reap the advantage of both. So when we are talking about hybrid cloud, it is like private cloud which is connected with the public cloud. Okay, so this is mix using both technologies. Okay, and keep this in mind, this particular model is most popular nowadays. Okay, now let me talk about second point, on-site data center. So basically when we are talking about private cloud, you have your own infrastructure, you have your own hardware, your companies having some employees, they are managing all hardware, software and everything. Okay, and when we are talking about public cloud, we have like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud Platform. They have their own data centers, they have their own hardware, and we are using this hardware and providing them a pay-as-you-go pricing. Okay, and when we talk about hybrid cloud, okay, we are mixed, like we are having some of the infrastructure on premises and some of the infrastructure on public cloud. Okay, so let me give you some more 2 or 3 example. For example, my company having a data in terabytes. Okay, so for example, I'm having a 20 TB of data. Now storing this data on premises will be very costly. Why? Because I have to buy or have to purchase hardware which can store 20 TB of data. Yeah? And once I will purchase hardware, I have to maintain this hardware as well. Okay, and I have to understand about future requirements also. So what I can do based on the hybrid cloud model, okay, compute will be my own, so on-site data center having servers and everything, but I will rely on a public cloud to store the data. Yeah, so I do not require to buy hardware, and basically when you are going to work with the public cloud, they will provide you unlimited storage capacity. Yeah, so this will be like a dual model. Okay, and it is like I can say that it is like a inexpensive model for me. Yeah, one another example is in many companies they have like a disaster recovery side. Okay, so I want to provide uninterrupted 24/7 services to my client. Okay, now if I'm going to deploy only one data center in one city, maybe for some reason or some like for anything like flooding or anything, yeah, disaster happens and my data center goes down, but I want to provide uninterrupted service. Now in this case you have to configure disaster recovery site. Yeah, we call it DRS. So one site will be in Rajkot. It means your data center, one data center will be in Rajkot and another data center will be in Ahmedabad. Okay, so these are the two cities in India. So if anything happens in Rajkot, no need to worry, because my disaster recovery site, it will be up automatically into other city of India, and I'm calling it Ahmedabad. Okay, so now this is like easy to say, but it will double my investment. Okay, so I have to configure servers in Rajkot, I have to configure servers in Ahmedabad, I have to configure applications in Rajkot, I have to configure application in Ahmedabad, I have to configure replication, I have to get the connectivity between them. Okay, and yeah, space is also required at both the location. Okay, now if I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, so in this case what I can do, I can deploy my resources on premises in Rajkot, and I will use AWS, Azure or Google Cloud Platform as a disaster recovery site. Okay, so I will use them when or if any condition, if my Rajkot data center goes down, I can able to use cloud resources. Okay, so yeah, we can use public cloud as a disaster recovery as well. There are many examples of a hybrid cloud. Okay, I will give you all the examples when we are going to learn about some of the services. Okay, so right now this is like a 2 is enough, and I'm going to explain you third point. So the third point is, in the private cloud you are having more flexibility. Yeah, so the first matter here is like how it is flexible. Okay, so when you are going to deploy your on premises data center or private cloud, you are having all your own hardware. Yeah, so you have all control of your hardware. Yeah, you can able to change any hardware anytime. Okay, because all hardware is in front of you. Yeah, and when you are going to use public cloud hardware, you cannot touch your hardware, you cannot maintain any hardware, because all this hardware will be managed by the cloud service provider. Yeah, so in the term of flexibility, I am saying that you can able to control or manage your hardware. Okay, this is like a first I can say advantage of private cloud. Second advantage is improve security. See, this is a single tenant model. Okay, you are having your hardware and you are hosting your website or anything like all your servers and everything. Okay, so no one is there, you are the only one who is deploying resources on your hardware. Okay, so if there is no one, it means it is secure, right? So this is the another advantage. Yeah, it is a single tenant model. Third advantage is limited scalability. Now I cannot say this is advantage, this is disadvantage. Okay, now what is the disadvantage? Like limited scalability means, see, right now you have like a 5,000 employee in your company and you build infrastructure for 5,000. Okay, now your company got big contract, or you got huge success and you hire more 5,000 people. Yeah, so now your employee capacity is double, but your infrastructure is based on the 5,000 employee. Okay, now you have 10,000 employee, but for 6 months, because your company got one new contract and this is for 6 months, right? Now to provide services to 10,000 users, you have to you have to increase the capacity of your hardware, Yeah, so you have to buy new hardware, you have to install them, and then you can provide them scalability. Yeah, but in terms of public cloud, this will be like really very easy, because you can get scalability or you can increase the configuration by simple one click. Yeah, so they have like unlimited scalability. If I'm talking about one service in Amazon, we have one S3, we call it simple storage service. Okay, as per Amazon, they are saying that you can store unlimited data into the S3. Yeah, so cloud, in terms of public cloud, it has a huge scalability. Okay, so private cloud having a limited scalability and public cloud having a huge scalability. Okay, let me talk about the 3 or 4 topic about public cloud. The first is like a lower cost. Yeah, so when you are going to deploy private cloud, you have to buy hardware. Okay, there is a lots of capital expenditure. Here you have you are not investing anything for the hardware, so lower the cost. No capital expenditure, only operational expenditure, right? No maintenance, you don't have any hardware of your own, so you do not need to worry about hardware, so there is no maintenance for the hardware is required. Yeah, near unlimited scalability, I already explained you about scalability, okay, and highly reliable. Yeah, so see this, like you don't have any hardware, so if any of your hardware goes down, you are not responsible. Okay, so public cloud service provider is managing all this hardware, so you do not need to worry about reliability of the data and everything, because all this will be maintained by cloud service provider. Okay, and the last one is hybrid. Yeah, so in the hybrid we got control flexibility, because some of the hardware it's my own, and some of the hardware, that some of the infrastructure we are using from the Amazon. So this is like up to me to how to utilize both of things. Okay, yeah, it is like a cost effective. Yeah, because we are using some of the infrastructure from the cloud service provider as per our requirement, right? So yes, I can say that this is cost effective compared to all the infrastructure in a public and all the infrastructure in private. Yeah, so it is cost effective in term of private cloud or in term of public cloud, both, right? And it is because you have some of the control on your hardware, and some of the scalability is you are getting from the public cloud. Okay, so actually when you are going to use hybrid cloud, you are combining advantage of both, right? So this is all about private, public and hybrid cloud. If you have any query, you can comment below, and see you in the next video.